When Elvis Presley left rock and roll in 1959 to join the army, he fell in love with a man, and he suddenly wanted to quit performing music for good. Colonel Tom Parker was alarmed and had to try all kinds of gimmicks to prevent the public from knowing and Elvis from quitting. First, he sought out a beautiful lass named Priscilla to seduce the queen. But that didn't work, because even if he tried to make them live together, Elvis wasn't even sleeping with Priscilla. Parker had to look for a damn sperm bank just to make that bimbo pregnant. Elvis wouldn't bang that beaver because he was tutti frutti just like Little Richard. So Priscilla got pregnant that way. And Elvis still wanted to quit rock and roll to be with his lover, rumored to be a friend of Plan 9 from Outer Space director Ed Wood. Then came 1961 when Elvis impersonation was starting as a rock and roll subcult. Parker saw an impersonator who looked uncannily like Elvis, Ed Gutierrez, a burrito wrapper salesman from Mexico. Parker made Gutierrez agree to stand in for Presley starting in 1962. Gutierrez knew all the songs, the moves, the accents, the clothes, but he had one defect. He had a burnt left cheek from a childhood cooking accident. Parker had to make him undergo a sideburn surgery for his left cheek so it could grow Elvis-like sideburns. They took Gutierrez to Dr. Brill Cream in Nashville to have a sideburn transplant. So while the real homosexual Elvis quit rock and roll, the fake Elvis Gutierrez was assigned from 1962 onwards to perform all the musical tasks. How a fake Elvis managed to do that was left to Colonel Parker's manipulative genius. He wasn't a former circus promoter for nothing. But behind performances, Gutierrez the fake Elvis was getting more and more into drugs. This further escalated when he discovered psychedelic music and had a few hippie roadie friends around 1966-67. Parker didn't know that his new cash cow wasn't truly Elvis at heart, but a punk. A fan of bands playing heavy music like the Stooges, the Velvet Underground, MC5, and the Doors. All drug takers and much worse fiends than the hooligans who invented rock and roll in the first place. Hell, Gutierrez was even reading William Burroughs' Naked Lunch and hanging out with the young Lester Bangs. He was becoming an addict, but no one knew his real secret, that he was a fake Elvis. Come 1972, the fake Elvis was also addicted to overeating, another habit he developed hanging out with the young, fat David Thomas, later from an obscure avant-garage group mysteriously called Perry Ubi. Aside from drug addiction, he was having weight problems, bad skin, and hemorrhoids. Then there was another problem. The real Elvis suddenly resurfaced. He sought out Parker and demanded that he be paid a large sum, threatening exposure if his demand wasn't given. To which Parker only replied, "Who would believe you, faggot? Kiss my ass." Then Parker beat him up unconscious, put him in a sack, placed him in the back of a car, and threw his body in the river. So the real homosexual Elvis disappeared. The fake Elvis was getting more and more into drugs and overeating continued to perform. His drug problem was worsening, but even more so, his hemorrhoid problems. Parker didn't care about any of these. What matters is that his fake Elvis must continue to perform and earn. Around 1977, the worst of the worst happened. The fake Elvis died in his bathroom. The autopsy found an obvious cause, drug abuse. But one of the last persons who saw him alive, Italian Tony, the pomade supplier, said that the night before Elvis died, he was complaining of hemorrhoid pains and was looking for his ointment. Then he heard the fake Elvis say, "I found the ointment, it's in my bathroom." Then the fake Elvis went to his bathroom and closed the door. He was still there the following morning. When they knocked on the door to check him out, he wasn't answering. They forced open the door and found him dead. "But I didn't see any ointment," testified Tony. So the fake Elvis was dead. Parker was furious. He had shows booked in advance, with the Las Vegas Mafia as investors. Casting this problem aside, Parker just thought of just cashing in on the stupid tragedy. Put out an Elvis Greatest Hits album. Rush released before the fake Elvis was even buried, the LPs, now rare, had a misprint on the album cover. "Elvis is great as shit. A mistake of a drunken typesetter." But still it sold, which consoled Parker. Then they buried the fake Elvis. Parker died soon after, also under mysterious circumstances. He choked while eating a Kentucky Fried Chicken alone in his room in 1981. They just found his body stiff in his room the following morning. But what happened to the real Elvis? Didn't Parker beat him up and throw him in the river? In 1988, when sightings of Elvis became frequent all over America, one witness revealed that he was able to talk to one of these Elvises. This Elvis revealed what happened. His real name is Elvis Aaron Presley. He hid in the fake Elvis's closet and put poison in the latter's hemorrhoid ointment when no one was looking. It was an act of revenge after Parker refused his demand of becoming Elvis again, beating him up and throwing him in the river, thinking he was dead. He survived after the friends of Jerry Lee Lewis fished him out. They had to wait for years before he executed his plan of murdering the fake Elvis. But before he did that, from 1972 to 1977, he himself became an Elvis impersonator just to survive after his lover left him. And what happened to Parker? Was his death natural or was it murder? The real Elvis didn't answer. He just excused himself, said he's going to take a pee, then he disappeared.